We got Zeph and Dr. Mohebi here. Zeph, it's been 14 months, right, since you had a hair transplant. The curls are popping. I don't know. What's the name of this haircut, by the way? There's the flow.
Zeph's haircut.
It's Zeph's hair. It's just growing out everywhere right now. I got a little mullet going on.
Yeah,
but
it's like the...
I don't know what's going on.
Intentionally kept it intentionally longer in the back?
Yeah, I wanted to go with like a mullet look, and then my barber left me and moved to Florida. So
Oh, really?
I am scared to go get another barber, and I just been growing it out.
No way. The one that was in Culver City?
Yeah. He moved
Wow.
states.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So now I need a
Shame on you. Shame on
You
you.
have to announce it here. We're looking for a good barber.
Yeah, I need a new barber. So
In
someone
which area?
local.
What
yeah.
qualifications?
Yeah. Southern California. Can cut curls because I got curls now. I don't even know.
Well, you know, your hair's looking fantastic. Brought you here just to kind of wrap up the hair transplant. And, you know, this is the exact place where we first discussed you getting a hair transplant.
Yeah.
And that was like, what, 2 years ago now?
Almost exactly, yeah.
Yeah, almost exactly 2 years ago with Dr. Mohebi. And I'm interested to hear your thoughts on your hair transplant. Like, what do you know, what are the weaknesses? What are the strengths? You know, what difference has it made in your life? All that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, first off, it's just been a night and day difference of the look. I think that's what everyone initially sees is how you look before and after. And the look-wise has been insane. I didn't think I would get this much hair back. The texture came in differently. My face, I feel like it's changed completely. I went back and looked at videos of how I looked prior and how I look now, and I don't even recognize myself. So it's been a very eye-opening experience to see if the hair theory is real, and unfortunately, it is very real. You know, I didn't want to believe it because when you don't have hair, you're just like, oh, it doesn't matter because you don't want to have that something you need to rely on to feel better about yourself, which you shouldn't. But if you could have hair and look better and feel better about yourself, why not? And it's definitely changed that in my life. The second thing is just the confidence. Yeah. Just how I look, I get to style it. I get to have fun with it. And I think that's something I truly missed. I used to go get haircuts with my brother, do different styles, diet, do mohawks, mess around with it. So it's been fun to experiment and get that part of my life back and just have fun with my look and my confidence and just how I feel about myself.
We got a diet next.
I was thinking about it. Actually,
Really?
there's this trend where you dye the
Wow.
back half of it, but I wouldn't dye the transplanted parts.
How the back, the half of it?
They dye like this bottom third of the back of your head.
Like bleach it?
Yeah, they like bleach it.
Okay.
You can do it whatever color you want.
And the rest?
The rest you would just keep normal.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the bottom?
Yeah.
Huh.
You
Interesting.
It looked a little. It sounds weird, but it's trending in Southern Korea. So.
Interesting. I should do the other way around. I should color everything but the bottom, and then it feels like I bleached the bottom.
Yeah.
The same effect, right?
Yeah, look, it looks like this. I'll show you guys.
Let's see.
Looks like this.
Interesting. Yeah. Huh. And the front too, right? A little bit of a piece in the
You
front.
you could do the front, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool. I like
You don't
that.
have to lie to me, man. It's okay.
I mean,
This is the problem. This is the problem
That's
of having more hair, right?
Yeah.
Now you have
mean,
decisions to make.
we'll put
You
it on the
have-
screen.
Looks like that, yeah.
Let the audience decide. What do you guys think?
Oh, man. Well, I was wondering, because after my hair transplant, I didn't remember my hair coming out curly. I used a leave-in conditioner, let it dry, and it started to curl up the longer it got.
Right.
So I was wondering if you experienced any surgeries where a patient has came in and thought their hair was straight to wavy and maybe has changed textures.
This is natural because when you are going through the process of male pattern hair loss, you have a lot of miniaturization, as you've noticed.
Yep.
And although you were growing them with all those methods that you have, they were still not fully like healthy as you had them when you were 16. Now you have the hair that is perfectly healthy the way it originally was. So these are showing the actual texture, the way it grows on the back. So the reason they were like softer and straighter were because they were not healthy. They were like thinner. There was like the core were thinner. And now you're experiencing the full head of hair the way it should be.
Really cool.
It's usually the case. A lot of people get shocked, just like yourself. Yeah.
Very neat.
Is there anything that you would change or that you would want to do now after you've had your first hair transplant? You know, we talk about hair greed. I'm guilty of that. I remember like I had my hair transplant and I was like, man, I'm so happy. And honestly, it far exceeded my expectations. Going into it, I thought, you know, if I could just have a little hair, I'll be happy. and then you get a little hair, and then you're like, if I could just have a little more,
want more.
I'd be
Right,
happy.
right.
So it's just kind of like the goalpost keeps moving. Have you experienced that at all?
Yeah, you know what? I go back and forth, but I have experienced that. I think when I look back, I always just humble myself and be like, man, it's really been truly life-changing in how much hair I gotten back. If I was to have a little bit of hair greed, sure, I could nitpick my hair. I think most of us can that deal with hair loss, that see that progress and then just want a little bit more every time. We maxed out the grafts in our first surgery, so we
Yeah.
kind of did the most we could in one batch without putting all of our eggs in one basket. Obviously, there's a lot of variables that can go into play. If
Yeah.
you know, we do all the grafts in one basket, some don't take, and then it doesn't really turn out the way we thought it would, and then you got to go back in, but now you're out of grafts, and it's like, what are we really working with here? So we did the most grafts we could during that one surgery. So if I had to go back for a second one, to your point, I think I would address maybe some densities in the crown.
Right.
We went for more of like a coverage look. So from what I remember,
Right.
doctor, you know, you could, you know, kind of guide me through this.
Yeah.
I didn't have any structure of hair.
Right.
So we basically, I like to think of it as a castle, and around the castle is a wall. And that wall makes that defense force. It makes it look
Foundation.
it makes it look stronger
Right.
than it actually is. So it gives your hair body, it gives your hair a foundation.
Built a base.
But there's but
Base.
inside that castle might not be as strong, but that base around the outside looks strong. So the illusion of it is a strong castle. But regardless, that's kind of going in too deep. But I was thinking about that. But yeah, we built foundation. So we put hairs in the front, the side, and the crown to create this coverage look. But then through the middle of the scalp, we didn't put much density through the middle. We popped some hairs here and there.
Right.
But if I had to go back in, it would be to address possibly some density in the crown. And then I over the last year and a half, I feel like I have recessed a little bit in temporal structure. So maybe just like some light reinforcement in the hairline and temples.
Right.
Outside of that, I mean, for the grafts that we did, we've gotten so much coverage back with that amount that we did.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, that's exactly how it is. And obviously, you're way more educated than an average hair transplant seeker. So you know what you were going through, and you were pretty much realistic, very realistic about the expectation. Your expectations were pretty much exactly what I'm spending a lot of time with a lot of patients to bring them down to that level, because people want everything, but they don't know what they have, what limitations we have. So you exactly knew what limitations we had, the number of hair, the area, the surface area we have to cover. And we work together like a team. That's exactly how it should be. Sometimes it's more difficult to work as a team because many patients need more education because they have certain thing in mind, but we have to change that for them and we have to tell them what's doable and what's not. But I enjoyed the process, first of all, working with you. And I think what we did was exactly what I would do again if I want to do the same procedure again. So we did the foundation, as you said, and now you get to be a little bit, how do we word it? Picky or greedy, maybe?
Greedy.
You get to add the luxuries.
Yeah,
You know, like-
so the foundation is there. You're not
Yeah.
bald anymore.
Yeah.
Now we want to make it perfect.
Yeah.
We created this procedure and called it power hairline. You've heard about power watches, like $60,000 watch that people sit in the boardroom and put there. So this is who I am. So power hairline is just like that, like middle-aged men that are not even balding, but they're going through a little bit of a thinning of hairline as opposed to when they were where they were at like 30s. So with a small number of grafts, we do a like solid hairline. So the same thing here. So now we can go with probably a small number of grafts and create a meaningful definition to your hairline, temporal points, and the crown, wherever you feel the need. The fact is, many places that a lot of people come to us like they feel like they have a full head of hair except for the front. When they do the front, they come back and say, "Oh, I think my crown is getting thinner." That's not the case. We compare the pictures, the crown is exactly the same.
Yeah.
But now the fact that the front is taken care of, the crown that was the best now is the worst.
Yeah.
So the same situation. Crown was not the most important because we want to frame your face. You're a tall man. Not many people even reach up to see the crown. But now that you took care of the front, we can talk about the temples, even reinforcing maybe maybe you have to convince me
I'm
on
in.
lowering hairline.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not quite sold on that, but we can consider that. And adding hair to the areas that are more visible to you and depends on what you do and stuff like that.
Now, here's the question. And the question is going to be to you, Dr. Mohebi. What shape is Zeph's donor in? Like, looking back now, he had, what, over 4,000 grafts, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big
He knows the
procedure.
exact number. What was it?
4,126.
There you go.
So 4,100 grafts, which is a big number. I mean, this 4,100 grafts 10 years ago was like a giga session.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about, let's say maybe 2,000, 2,500 grafts or so, putting them up to in the 6,000 range, which is substantial. What shape is his donor in, and what do you think you could get out of it? Like, looking at it now.
Great question. This is the question we always have to answer before even doing the first procedure. We want to see what's your donor capacity. So I don't have your numbers in front of me, but again, you probably know it by heart. What was your donor density?
My donor density, I do not know by heart.
I think it was more than average to start with. So the reason that you still have this fullness on the back, I don't like it.
No,
The fact that you have that fullness.
it's almost contrasting the top. Where it's
Exactly.
like too
So-
full in the back, but
Right.
less on
So
top.
even if you get a haircut that cut this shorter, this top shows itself better. Now the fact that this is still dominant, you still show a little bit of that horseshoe pattern that people with male pattern baldness have. So the more we remove from the back, the more evenness we can create. So unlike many doctors that they believe that, donor depletion is bad. I think strategic donor depletion is great because you want to create that evenness. As long as this is heavier than here, no matter how much hair we have on top, you still look like you're having that horseshoe pattern. So you're lucky that you have plenty of hair in the back, but that's not helping you right now. So with next procedure, we can reduce this density and add to the other areas. We create more evenness. So not many people are lucky like you. Some people have less than average density. They have fine hair. So we remove as much as possible from here. They still cannot cover the entire head. So you had that entire coverage. And now, as you said, we can have a small procedure to just maybe temporal point. I think temporal points makes a big difference in your face. And maybe a reinforcement here, maybe a reinforcement here. And we can talk about it if you decide to do that.
Okay.
Well, what do you think, Zeph?
Oh, I
mean,
would
you're in the
love
hot
to.
seat now.
No,
So-
I would love a second procedure. I think it would really be a game changer, like you said, power hairline and just perfect everything that we went into the first time. And I think it would make just that much more of a difference where it would look really good. That's not to say that I'm not happy with what already happened, because I mean, look at it. I mean, it's been just a night and day difference. But to say that I wouldn't be happy going into a second procedure to fix up a couple of these things, I'd be lying to you.
So I mean, we announced it 2 years ago, and I did that video. Will Zeph have a hair transplant? So, I mean, I think it's only fitting now that I asked the question: will Zeph have a second hair transplant?
Yeah. So I do plan on getting a second hair transplant.
There you go.
I just don't
You
have a
guys heard
date
it
yet.
first. Okay.
So really, it's really just comes down to timing and what needs to be done.
Right.
It's like we just finished the hair transplant, just got all these results back. I feel like I'd only had hair for 3 months, and then it's like, oh, I want to get a second round.
Right.
It's like, well, let me breathe in the hair that I got now. Let me rock the hair that I
Play
got
with
now.
it.
But then
Yeah.
then I know, okay, for sure, now that I've been through the process, I know what that second procedure is going to look like. I know the timing of it, and I know what to expect going in. And that's when you can just really perfect it. And I think that
Right.
I'm at a point now where it's like, okay, 14 months that I can actually realistically start thinking about that second procedure. And now that I've been thinking about it, I definitely would want to get a second one. But like I said, do I need it? No. Do I
Right.
want it? Yes. So there's a give and take.
Yeah, the thing is, as you said, you've only experienced your full grown hair for the last few months. So give it a couple more months, play with it, style it this way, style it that way, come forward. I've seen you doing all of this. So see what is your ideal style. That's very important to us because people who are going through an advanced class of hair loss like yourself, class 6 or 7, no matter, I mean, you're lucky you have good, generous donor hair. Some people don't. So some of it comes down to how you want to style your hair. And I like people to be committed to one style. So that's not for you necessarily. That's for other people who have fine hair, not enough donor hair, and not, they don't want to, or they cannot do another hair transplant. So we want to be strategic with placement. If you always come from left to right, we have to reinforce the left side more. If you always come from front to back, we do. If you want to come from back to front, then put your crown number one. It becomes almost like a hairline.
Yeah.
I have to make it as dense as possible. So I don't know. What is your future hairline or hair style?
Yeah.
So you have to work with it a few more months. And if we decide to do another procedure, the day of procedure, we have to decide what is your ideal hairline or hairstyle.
Yeah.
So if you say, I want to go back to front one day, front to back the next day, left to right, and right, that's the most difficult because I have to have evenly dense up everywhere.
That's exactly what I want to do.
See what we created?
Well, I mean, so with my hair, I didn't know my hair texture would turn out a little bit more curly and stuff like that. So I just been putting a leave-in conditioner and kind of letting it fall where it might, and then just like giving it volume to get more coverage and poof it up. So naturally, it kind of has this like a mix between like pushback on the sides, but it's kind of falling over. It's kind of sticking in place. But I've also done the slicked back look as well, which I've also really enjoyed for more formal occasions, or if I'm getting married here soon, where I'd want to have more of a pushback
big
look,
announcement.
But yeah, I'm getting married soon. I need a date. Yeah,
we don't have a date.
We don't have a date.
Do we have a rough date?
We're not rushing, but it would be nice to be married.
Now, here's a question. So, I mean, you mentioned something kind of interesting. You said, I just got my hair. I don't necessarily, and honestly, a lot of people think this, I don't necessarily want to go back to like shaving my head and losing all the things that I have and the freedom. So the question now is like, now that Zeph has a baseline, he's built this foundation, does he need to shave? I mean, we talk about, what is it, the Hollywood celebrity FUE, yes, celebrity hair transplant, no shave. Is that possible with Zeph, or like what would be the plan, you think?
Yeah, well, it's possible for everyone. It's just a procedure that's a little bit more limited in terms of number of grafts that we harvest in one procedure, because it's more labor intense. So it's harder for us to go between long hair and remove it. It used to be like only 500 per day back in the day when I started it.
Yeah.
That's why we call it celebrity hair transplant. We had a bunch of patients who were coming here and they were saying that I just cannot do hair transplant unless there is a way that I can do it without cutting, without shaving. So we started this procedure and we were cutting one hair with scissors, special scissors, cutting and removing them. Cut next one. So you can imagine how time consuming it could be. And my staff were calling that jokingly at the beginning, we have another celebrity hair transplant. So that name stayed and we called it celebrity hair transplant. Now, even though it's not limited to celebrities, now we can go up to probably 1,800 if we push it to 2,000 per day. But it's much smaller compared to like 25, 27, 28 that we can do with shaved head.
What if it was a hybrid? Like, let's say Zeph was like, look, I don't want to cut the top, but I'm okay with cutting the sides.
That's not celebrity anymore. If the donor is shaved, it's just regular hair transplant. We still can do that. I like to shave the top if we can. So this is what I usually tell patients. If you have no preference or you are not really having too much of a problem with your life, with your job, to have another buzz cut, we like to do that. That makes everything more precise, easier to take care of after procedure, cleaning and everything. But a lot of people, they're like judges. They're like, having certain positions, they cannot shave their head. So for those patients, the next level down, obviously we can do celebrity hair transplant. But if you want to still do, because celebrity hair transplant is more expensive because it's more labor intensive.
Yeah.
But besides celebrity hair transplant, the next level down in terms of shaving is partial shaving. We can shave back and sides the donor area and leave the top open. If you want to do that, the shave is going to be pretty much like the entire donor area, because I need to see the entire donor area. We already went through that. We want to see which pockets are better. Every time we do procedure, we even out not only the recipient area, but the donor area. So the first time we removed a little bit more from one area than other. We don't want to go harvest with the same intensity from those areas. We want to remove from the air pockets that are still thicker. So at the end, not only evenness between front and back,
That's
but
key.
evenness in the donor area too. That's important. So celebrity hair transplant does that, and full shaving definitely does that. Partial shaving, if you go extensive shaving, does it. The other thing that I'm not a big fan, except in certain situations, like in women with hair transplant, we do layer shaving. We just shave one layer here, and the bottom and top you have long hair. You can comb it down. Women with long hair, they can
Yeah.
easily pull that. But again, top priority, full shave if you're open to it.
Oh, 100%. I'll just full shave.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's it's good for content too. What does it look like when I actually shave my head? It sucks because then you got to wait another, 6 months for.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me much, just because I've been shaving it for so long that I'm just like, what's like, 8, 9 more months worth of it to get back to a certain point.
You're into it for long term.
Yeah, when you've been working on your hair to a certain like for a while, and
Yeah.
you want to go back into it, I feel like I do feel like there's cases where the celebrity hair transplant's nice, but I wouldn't mind just shaving it down and making sure everything gets done the correct way, and knowing that hair is a long game and we want the best outcome. So I would just say, if anybody is debating it, just shave it down, get the surgery done the right way, have the doctor's job easier. Your outcome's probably going to be just probably a little bit better.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. The only thing is you have to do it after your wedding.
Yeah,
Because it takes a long time for you to have full results.
Yeah, it does take a while, but I think it's worth it. I would just shave it down. And
You got some exciting things on the horizon. Another hair transplant, possibly a wedding.
do you want to look at my hair, like evaluate it, and just be like, if I was to go back in, like as a segment?
We talked about it, but we can leave that for a consultation. If you want to do that, we have to have a pre-op. We have to officially review
Take
it
the
and everything.
photos and all that stuff.
Yeah.